Portis.
I'm Rob Gordon.
And I'm Rock Jones.
And today we bring back our one and only guest host, Britt Waters. Thank you for coming.
Welcome back, Britt.
Hey,
Welcome
guys.
back. We missed you. We missed you. We've been
Did
on.
you really?
Definitely
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's been a journey, but
That
we
female
missed.
energy.
Yeah, I mean
Welcome
her
back.
energy is
I feel so special.
is something to behold. I'll tell you that. It's
It's
enlightening. I'll tell you that. It's
Okay.
enlightening.
All right. That stutter made me a little bit offended, but I appreciate y'all. I missed y'all too.
Okay,
All
okay,
right.
okay.
Bet.
Yes.
So today we talking about, the topic today is called less is more.
Yeah.
And it's so much behind that when you talk about the topic less is more. And I want to get it from a sports standpoint. Obviously when I've been playing in the college, high school, National Football League, less is more. I mean, when you just go about your action and you just put the work in and put your head down, a lot of people, nowadays, respect you. People don't really like to hear, "Oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that." And you go out there on the field, or you go out there on the court, or you go out there on the hockey ring, or you go out there on the soccer field, and you don't do nothing. I think a lot of people respect you when you are, just handling your business and put your head down and just grind. And people, gravitate towards that. I just wanted to just see from you guys' perspective what you guys think, and we can elaborate on this conversation.
Open it up to the guests. Let Brittany go ahead and start it off.
Go ahead,
What you
Britt.
thinking, Britt?
Thank you.
What you think?
Ladies first.
When it comes to sports with me, I just think about my experience hosting in about 4 or 5 different professional leagues, some local, some national.
Okay.
And I always tell people when you're trying to plan out your life, which never really works, that look at the goal and see it from different perspectives. I know so many people are like, "Oh, I want to play professional football." I'm like, I've seen the faces of guys who win an arena football, like an arena bowl. And I've seen the faces of guys winning a Super Bowl. And it is the same emotion. Their mamas look the same. Like everybody is ecstatic. And I'm like, chase that moment and not necessarily like, I have to win a Super Bowl to be a, successful professional athlete. You can win an arena bowl. You can win something else. You can coach your son's football league and win a championship that way. I think when it comes to being self-satisfied, shoot for that feeling and not for necessarily the biggest trophy.
You got to create your own version of what success looks like for you. That's basically what you're saying. It doesn't matter on what playing field or platform. Create what your version of success looks like.
100%.
I can speak to that 100%. I just recently, and I'll talk about this, recently dropped my special on Amazon. I had to plug that in. And all streaming platforms. But in doing that, less is more. Netflix didn't come knocking down my door. HBO didn't come knocking down my door. I created my own version of what I thought success looked like for me at this point. So I think it's super, super important with the less is more mentality. I think a lot of people try to chase the grandiose thought process. And a lot of times that's where you kind of fail. You got to create what success looks like to you and then let everybody else catch up. That's just my opinion on it. Rock, what you got?
Well, yeah, I think it's all about minimalism, and I think when you have less that you're overwhelmed by, it gives you time for more creativity, and you can put more out there. Same thing in relationships. You don't want to plan too much. You want to just let it flow. Because the plan never goes.
Wait a minute,
according.
hold up. Well,
Hold
you know
up.
where she gonna go.
You got to be spontaneous, and you got to just come out with it.
What you got, Brittany?
Not everybody is a spontaneous expert, though.
Or a spontaneous creative planner. Because sometimes it goes wrong. That goes wrong.
I see what you mean. Like, you don't have to pull up to the date with like 8 dozen roses and a giant teddy bear and $100 bills.
Don't plan it though. You
don't
just,
plan it?
Nah, go with the
plan
flow.
How you know she available?
No, Rock.
Because
I said no.
Nah, you gotta know who you with. You gotta know who you with.
It comes down to it comes down to that. I think as far as less is more when it comes to dating, right? That's what we're talking about.
Why he always trying me? You always try me when I come on the show.
It's
just for you,
I
Brett.
think it's just about the type of female that you're talking to. You know what I mean?
Woman.
Can
we say woman? Because a female can be anything.
You're right. Okay.
A female can be a female pig. It can be a female.
Right.
A woman is a human. When you're talking about a human, please say woman.
It's all about the type of woman that you're seeing, right? I mean, some women gravitate to mysterious. I mean, when you're in the club or, when you're, going out and about and you're just a calm spirit, but you're just so authentic, you're so yourself, and that's just being you. You're just enjoying the vibe. The fly girls like that.
So
You know
you're
what I
saying
mean?
the girls go for the guys that are chilling by the bar more than the guys with 18 bottles of champagne at the
I didn't
table?
say that.
Of
I didn't say
course,
that
of
because
course,
a guy
bro.
that can be having 18 bottles, he can be next to the 18 bottles table. He still can be chilling. He still can be
Oh,
calm.
but less is
He's-
more because you might get more ladies at the table, but you might get like a more quality girl at the bar, depending on what you like.
I'm just saying.
Who normally gets?
I'm gonna be at the table
Who
and the
normally
bar.
gets the quality girl, Brett? It's normally the quiet, the dude who's very reserved.
I don't know about
I
that
don't-
because I'm not
Yeah,
that guy.
yeah.
Wait, what club do you go to? 'Cause
I agree. Look,
I don't agree with you, Rob.
no,
I
I
actually
agree with
don't
him.
go
Just
get my
because
girls from the club.
what woman likes a guy that's doing too much?
I
Let's
feel
talk
like I'm
about
at a
it.
table full of bottle poppers.
Bottom? No, it's not. I mean, it's just
Looking at y'all, I'm at a table full of bottle poppers.
no,
You got
no,
the Gucci
no,
belt
no,
on.
no, 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 no. I'm just
very
saying.
reserved with
The,
this cash.
the thing about it is, you know, you want to be reserved. You want to be just calm. You want to be yourself. And I think majority of women, they gravitate. I didn't say all, but I said majority of women, they gravitate to guys that's just themselves and they're just them. I feel like when, you know, when guys are doing too much or, you know, I always say this. Look, let me just get straight to the point. I always say this. If you want to test a guy, put beautiful women around them. You'll see how they act.
Yep.
Okay.
If you really want to see who they really are.
Yeah, put beautiful women around
Yeah.
him. I always say that all the time. Let's put 4 or 5 dime pieces around him and see how he acts.
Yeah.
We'll see at the end of the day what he's really about.
What's the flip side of that, though?
The
Like,
flip-
do you go for the girl with the red bottoms and the tight dress with the lashes and the makeup done?
No.
Or,
Not me.
Or you go on the other end of the girl, like, you know,
I
wearing
want-
jeans
I-
to the club?
I'm
I
less
want the
is
gr-
more.
But
I
there's
like
a little
I like her in
That's the
sweats.
girl.
You know what I'm
That's the
saying?
girl.
Like no makeup, sweatpants, chilling with no
Yeah.
makeup on. Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
She's
that's.
not getting into the club with sweatpants.
Hey, I'm not trying. First of all, I'm not
Even
trying
though I've been
to.
a few
I'm
clubs
not
with
trying to approach her in the club. I'm cool on that. I'm
Because she's
good.
a
No-
bottle popper.
Bro, I'm
No-
cool, bro.
No shopping, no shopping
cool,
for relationships at the club.
I'm good.
So the man that
Doesn't
wants a girl
work.
in sweatpants is also a bottle popper.
No.
Yes.
No,
Why
I
are
don't
you,
want
why are
that.
you relating
No.
these men to bottle poppers?
He is a self-proclaimed bottle popper. You admitted it.
No, I did
Yes,
not.
you
But
did.
you talked me into a corner. I'm not a bottle popper. No, I'm not a bottle popper. And I love you with your sweatpants, head tie, chilling with no makeup on. Period.
Okay.
Period.
Okay, I can see that.
That's what I like.
But look, I have a point. Brett has a point. You know, you ain't gonna girls ain't getting to the sweats, you know, the club on unless there's somebody.
So where do you find the girl with the sweats?
Grocery store.
Gym. You gotta go to the
Post
gym.
office.
Gym. Post office.
First of
Yeah.
all, there is a
Walking
special
her dog.
side
You know what
to
I'm
approaching
saying?
women at the gym. It is very touchy subject to approach a woman at the gym.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
got to be
I
don't know
careful.
about that one.
You got to be super, super careful approaching a woman at the gym because she in her workout. She got her earpods on. She really not trying to hear that.
And she can spot you out a mile away.
Oh,
they already
yeah.
know.
They already know.
They got the camera out. Look at this. Look
Nah.
at this guy. They already talking to the girl.
You
They
gotta
already
tap.
texting.
You
Look
gotta
at this guy.
tap into your stalker
Y'all
a
be
little
doing
bit.
too
You gotta
much.
you gotta catch her on the way to a car.
Less is more. On the way to the car, boy.
I'm not
On
going
the
to
way
lie.
to the car, I got my hand on my pepper spray. At that point, like,
Nah, don't
I
be
don't
a
know.
no. You
but
don't
less
be
The
is
gym
more.
a
is-
Don't be the guy
the
like
gym is
lifting
difficult.
Too much.
So
Lifting too much.
so
get
if you in any of those places, let's say the club. Let's go back to the club. We in the club. Boom. Music's on. Everybody's jamming out. Right?
That type of song, though.
I mean, you know, we could play a different song. That was an
Are
easy
we
song
at
for
the
me to
Jersey
play.
Shore?
So that was an easy song. That was an easy song for me to go with right there because I didn't have nothing in my head. I didn't have nothing in my head. So but you in the club, and you jamming out.
Mhm.
You with your girls.
Yes.
It's a couple guys, they popping bottles. It's a couple dudes, they holding the wall up. It's a few guys over at the bar. Then it's a couple guys that's walking through. Which ones you talking to? Where you going with it?
What are they all looking like? Do they
I
all
don't
have
know.
full
I
hairlines?
don't
Do they
know.
all
I
have-
don't know. You know, the club, it's assortments. It's different types of people.
Man.
I mean,
too
this
many.
sounds shallow, but I'm gonna go for the one because this is all I know.
Yeah.
The ones that look attractive.
Okay. All right. You going for
Not some people like overdo
Remember,
it
less is
because
more.
they have to. I mean,
It's
like
less
if you're
more
an
with you.
unattractive man, you might need a bottle to get a girl.
Oh.
But sometimes, like if
Tricky,
you're
tricky.
a swaggy guy, you don't need that.
You don't need that.
Mm.
You can stand by the bar.
Plus,
So-
like girls like men that are into them. To be
Mhm.
honest,
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Elaborate on that.
I've seen a lot of beautiful women, and then I've seen their men and been like, he must really like you. He must really treat you like a queen. Because
Dotes on her.
it's kind of like how everyone was like when Jermaine Dupri bagged Janet Jackson. Everyone was like, how?
Ooh, that was a good
Because
one.
women
That was a good one.
are like really into men that are into them.
Now, let me ask you this
Consistently
question.
into them.
do you think a woman should match a man's swag?
100%, yeah.
Right.
I think if you're equally yoked, you're just going to match each other's swag all the time.
What if a girl was used to dating a guy that always needed attention, that was always thriving, like wanted to be in her face, or he was around her girlfriends and he wanted to be the center of attention, to the next guy that she dates, and he's just so calm, so chill, so reserved, like it's just awkward for her. But then, that guy that's calm and reserved, he's gonna go back home, he's gonna catch hell. Oh, you wasn't into me. You didn't talk to me in the club. You wasn't feeling me, or you wasn't, we wasn't vibing. Oh, baby, I was vibing. I was just chilling. I'm enjoying the vibes. You know what I mean? So it's two different type of elements when you're talking about, a girl that matches a guy's swag, and then, a girl that, just wants to be, have a good time all the time, expect her man to be like that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel that, to match it, I think it's something that, men and females should take a part of.
I think Brittany brought up a great point when she said, brought up a great point. I'm sorry, Britt.
Robert, yeah.
That's fine. Blue check, Bobby. When you said, when you spoke about, when you spoke about being equally yoked, I think it's important to be equally yoked. And for those who don't know what equally yoked is, meaning that both parties are from somewhat of the same background, similar paths you've crossed, you both went to college or not, or you both, enjoyed this and that, or whatever. Both of you guys have the same interests in mind. And I think when you're talking about dating and relationships, I think it's important. I think if you don't have it, everything falls apart. Because at some point you get to a relationship and you like, I need more from you. You know what I'm saying? This is not it. I can't pull it out of you, or I'm tired of carrying a relationship.
And you can meet someone at their level and adapt. And there's been definitely people that like you date and they're like, oh, you got kind of swag like that. Let me step up my game. But you stay with the person that makes you feel the most yourself. Yeah. The one where you don't have to change as much. Because you should evolve in a relationship. Correct. There's nothing wrong with like, oh, I want to dress up more for my man. But at some point, you connect the most with the person that makes you feel like
the most
yourself.
You. Yeah, I agree.
Let me.
Well, how do you think that works if you're both in the social media and that's like what you do all day long, and that's what she see you doing, that's what he see you doing. How
social is like the epitome of less is more.
Yeah, that's more is more.
That's more.
That's a more is more relationship.
Right.
I don't know. In a relationship, if it's more, it's more. I don't know what that looks like. I personally don't.
I want to chime in and it kind of pivots this conversation into the sporting realm. So we all know that the Clippers and the Bucks are out. And on episode 1 or episode 2, I believe that both of you guys said that the Bucks.
Here you go.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
No, I didn't.
Let me be clear.
Nah, that was
and I'm gonna pull my glasses down so the people can see me. I said LeBron James was gonna win the championship. That's what I said.
But you also said the Bucks.
That's clearly what I said.
You said they was gonna play him in it.
That's clearly what I said.
I said the Battle of LA.
LeBron James is gonna win
the
championship.
And the Milwaukee Bucks.
That's what I said.
Against who?
Whoever. It doesn't matter. It
That's
doesn't matter who's
said.
left.
That's what he said.
It doesn't matter who's left. I said the Bucks were going to be a force to be reckoned with, but I said LeBron James was going to bring home the title.
What did he say?
You can go back and look at it.
Beat?
LeBron James.
Look,
the best player.
But
LeBron James.
But Rock said the Clippers and the Bucks in the finals.
He did.
I did.
But
I did.
One player that I, wanted to look at and pinpoint out is, who is about less is more, is two players that I've noticed over about 10 years. Number one is Dwayne Wade. I mean, his calm reservedness on the court. I said over about 10 years.
Okay.
Listen to me. His calmness, his demeanor on the court. He don't really talk that much trash, man. Dwayne Wade, when you watch him play, he's a silent assassin.
Are you saying his Twitter?
But I'm just talking about now. I'm just saying, but when he was playing and coming up in his prime, I mean, he had this calm demeanor. When I looked at him play, he had this calm demeanor, and then he was a freaking savage on the court. And another player is Kawhi Leonard. I mean, he don't really say too much at all anyway.
Nah,
And that's a epitome of
you
less
can't
is
get
more.
no emotion.
He
out
was
of
a
it.
less is more player when they was playing the other night because he ain't hit shit.
But we needed a little bit more from
Yeah,
him.
we needed
Just
a lot
little
more.
bit.
We needed a lot more. It was a lot less. We
Yeah.
needed a whole lot more. That's why they lost. That's why
But
they
I
home.
think when it comes to
Every
athletes and
player
their
got a
personality-
bad game, man.
I mean,
A bad game. Why
But-
you pick that game to be the bad game?
come on. You in the finals. Ain't no time to have a bad game right now. Come on, man. You done took several weeks off. You know we know what we in the bubble for.
I'ma blame-
We
I'm-
here in the bubble for a reason. We in the bubble for
I'm
a
gonna blame
reason.
it. I'm gonna blame it on playoff PG. I think he could have had a better series. I think too much was relied upon on Kawhi Leonard.
It went from the top down. It went from the organization to the players. You know what I mean? Too much.
I really
load
believe.
management.
I believe that Doc
Too
Rivers
much.
was gonna have them boys ready to go, like in every facet of the game. I thought, yeah, Doc didn't come through.
I was mentioning this to Rock the other day, and I don't care. Jamal Murray is top 10 player in the game to me. That's
LeBron-
just my opinion. Now,
LeBron
if he
James.
beats the Lakers,
He's top
if he-
10, but he's not top 5.
If he beats the Lakers,
LeBron James.
Top 10.
if he
maybe
beats
10.
the Lakers, I'm putting him in the top 5. And if he wins the championship, he's
Whoa.
in my top
Whoa.
5 players.
Whoa.
He's
Do you
not gonna
see what
win.
he's
Whoa.
doing out there? I'm just throwing it out there. That's just my opinion.
LeBron
The eyeball test don't lie.
James.
Right.
LeBron James. 2 words. LeBron James. That's all I gotta say. You gotta beat LeBron and the Lakers.
Well, what you gonna say if the Nuggets give them that bid?
The Nuggets are not gonna do anything. They're not. They're not. They're not.
No, the Joker,
Come on, man.
He's
Jamal.
a nightmare mismatch, ain't he?
man, what?
He's a problem to be reckoned with. I mean, when you talk
I mean,
about
so is AD,
a
but,
6'11", 7-foot guy that can really do everything on the basketball, can pass the ball, can create his own shot,
I
can
don't
go
care
to the
about
rack.
any of that.
He's a problem.
Can
Now,
he
We're
win?
not disputing any of these things. They're all great players at this point in the game. But when
Can
it
you-
comes to it,
Come on, Britt. Bring it home.
Yeah.
Come on, Britt. Bring it home. Bring it home, Britt.
LeBron James.
Come on, LeBron James. LeBron James. You got to bring it home. Listen, all of that sounds
I'm
good.
just saying.
The thing about LeBron James
I'm
and the
just
Lakers
saying.
franchise as of right now, because of the players that they have and the opportunity that they have in front of them, a lot of those guys that are on that team have played playoff basketball before on other teams or on other levels. This is the Lakers season. I don't care what nobody else is saying. It's a short season. They know what they got going on. There's no fans in the stands. The Lakers win the championship.
Why is it that nobody's
period.
talking about the East though?
Huh?
Ain't nobody talking about the East. What about the Heat? You don't think the Heat got a chance?
I mean, they got shooters
Bam
pull up from the
Adebayo?
parking lot. We're here on Duncan Robinson. I mean, I don't know if you guys been watching them play, but
We'll see what happens
they
in
can
the
shoot it.
finals.
And then we all know about Jimmy Butler, Jimmy Buckets, right?
Talking about like less is more.
Jimmy Buckets.
I want to
less is
shout
more.
out like a certain Cinderella story that happened since I've had time to process it. You guys know the Washington Mystics are the
Yes.
world champions, reigning world
Champions, yes.
So what
I know
happened
all the
was-
champions.
A lot of the star players decided not to go to the Wubble, which is the women's
The
version
women's
of the
bubble. Yeah, the wubble.
So they brought some girls that weren't expected to play. One of those women was Shea Petty. Once they got into the Wubble, they cut Shea Petty, and she got picked up by another team. That team who just eliminated them in a game winner situation, and Shea Petty
Became petty.
That was
became
the,
petty
That was the Mercury.
and beat my Washington Mystics
Yeah.
with the game winner.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
Dana Taurasi didn't take that shot.
I
Skylar
saw
Diggins
it.
didn't take that shot.
Shouts
Shea
out to
Petty
Skylar
took
Diggins.
that shot. And I was like, that is a less is more moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The fact that they put trust in her. And I was like, that is such a great story. And it's still a little piece of DC because, you know,
I think they
the Mystics
trusted her.
allowed her to be there.
I think they trusted her because they knew she had a vendetta against the Mystics.
I mean, but a lot of the Mystics had a vendetta against them too. Leilani Mitchell had a great game.
Yeah, she did. She played well.
Yes, it was-
She had what was it, 18 points?
Don't shade her.
I'm just
It was more than 18.
okay. I mean, you know, it's
Can we talk? Can I bring
20-ish.
a less is more topic up?
go ahead.
Because I watched this like documentary drama that kind of like rocked my whole life. It's called The Social Dilemma. Have y'all heard about it? And it was talking about the dangers of tech and how all of these developments have kind of ruined humans. And they're saying that basically less is more because they made all of these better things and made all of these technologies wider and wider and wider, but it's now going to eliminate our brain power.
I can
So
see that.
do you guys think that less is more when it comes to that? Because like for me, when it comes to my technology, I always go for the top. Like I'm like, give me the fastest internet, give me like everything
Yeah.
fast, give me as much as you can, make sure the thing is tracking me. So if I lose my phone, I know where it is.
Right.
But I mean, like, I'm curious about you because you're like so like disconnected from the whole world.
Well,
Like you don't even have an Instagram page.
That is so
So do you think that our technology is like messing our brains up?
yeah, I do believe it is. It really like handicaps us a little bit because it makes everything a little more easier. Number one, and when you have to work harder for things, you can get the full value out of it.
Why are you laughing?
The,
It's a serious question.
I'm sorry. It's funny to me.
yeah.
See, this is what he's saying. Your phone messing up your brain.
The other part of that is when you have a whole world of digital stuff, you have to delete the digital files. You got to delete some of that stuff up out of there because it just causes more clutter in your brain, more to deal with, you know.
So do you think that people that use social media have a slight addiction?
Absolutely. Pressing and clicking and looking at other people's business. Yeah.
So do you wish that we weren't given these forms of technology because of the detriment it now has on human brain, or
I just wish
you want them more?
I wish it was limited more. I wish that, you know, it wasn't so relied upon and everybody's head wasn't always down and people would actually pick up a book and read instead of, you know, being on social media all day.
Well, you have a point there, Rocco.
Yeah.
Great point.
Especially for Gen Z.
Gen Z, Gen
Like
X,
I
Generation Z.
couldn't, all of them. Everybody was born before after the 90s. If you didn't make it in the 90s, you're kind of young.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine like growing up in this type of world. Like I remember the pressures of keeping my MySpace page up, but like I didn't have to try to be an IG baddie at 12.
Yeah.
And I understand that
TikTok superstar.
yes, or a TikTok superstar, or
Yeah.
even like the kids that are successful with it. I don't know if I wanted a platform of millions of people or even millions of dollars at 12.
That's difficult to say a kid be popular in school, try to fight popularity in school, and then fight popularity socially. That's a whole nother thing. You know, if you got one kid in the class who's got millions of followers on Instagram or TikTok, Twitter, whatever it is, everybody's going to aspire to do that. But then you also have to fight or face that battle of bullies in the classroom or, you know, trying to be the cool kid or the nerd or, you know, just think of that times a million. Like, I mean, I feel sorry for the kids.
Should we take away like buttons and all of that? Would that help?
I don't think
Less
so.
be more?
I mean, because then I think it should be limited to a certain age bracket, right? Like we didn't get Facebook. I don't know if y'all remember this. When Facebook first started, you had to be in high school to get Facebook.
You have to have a college.
No, it was high school at first. It was high school because I was 9th grade. My sister, they was coming home and they had it. Well, I was 8th grade. And they would come home and I couldn't get one. And somebody created me a little fake high school email, and then I had a Facebook.
You hacked Facebook?
I definitely hacked Facebook.
Tell him, Mark. You probably watch.
But
that's the thing. They're listening to us now.
But the thing is, really go back to MySpace, right? Go back to MySpace days, Black Planet days. We was coding. To change your page and do all that stuff, you were coding.
I was
back in the day. It don't matter, but you like, oh, where do I have to put it in the page in order for it to show up? Yeah, like.
But now these kids don't have to learn how to code.
No, we was coding back in the day.
So let me just get this clear. So the transparency and the levels from social media went from Facebook.
No, it was MySpace, Black Planet, yeah,
Facebook,
yeah. It was Twitter after that.
The chat rooms was first.
Instagram.
No, it was chat room. Chat room. Zoom. AIM. Remember the AIM?
Reddit. Yeah.
What was after that? You had BBM, BlackBerry Messenger, and then you had the Chirp. Remember the Chirp? No, y'all remember the Chirp. Come on.
We had the little Tamagotchi. You had a Tamagotchi.
No.
They used to feed it.
No, it wasn't the Tamagotchi. It was damn, I can't remember. Gigapets.
Gigapet. Yeah. Ain't that the same?
Gigapets. Is it the same? I don't remember. It was little Gigapet joints.
I ain't trying to show
Snake.
my age. The who?
Snake? Y'all remember Snake on the Nokia? Come on, man.
On the next,
I'm the only person that remembers Snake?
No, I remember Snake.
Come on, man.
Yeah, it was one on
the played Snake on the next.
On the Nokia, but you had the little food, and the snake was going around, and you try to catch it, and it get bigger,
exactly,
and it get bigger, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
What?
It was a
game.
Stop.
Like Pac-Man, but it was a snake, and it was easy.
Stop. That's tech. That was the first piece of technology we had.
Yeah.
It wasn't all that
I
other
had a
stuff.
walkie-talkie at like 5.
Stop it.
I had to talking.
But just get back to the topic we were talking about.
Less
is more. I mean, and it goes back to the situation. And I don't like to want to bring the club all the time. It's just I've had some experiences in the nightlife and meeting people and networking with athletes, musicians, corporate doctors, lawyers. But I always think about it like this. It's always that guy by the bar that's just the calmest guy by the bar, but he probably the richest guy in the room. It's always been like that. I've met people. I met owners of large corporations. I met owners of large retail businesses. They're well off, and it's always been that person by the bar. For me, my experience, it's been like, yeah, man, you seem cool, man. Like he's like, what's your name? We get to talking. He's like, yo, I do this, I do that. I'm the owner of example Walmart or something like that. There'll always be the guy that's just the least out the way, man. They're not always in the center of attention. The people with the most money, man, are not in the center of attention. Why? Because they ain't got nothing to prove. They got it.
I actually think it's only
they got it.
It's two ways people become rich. It's those ones who acquire a lot, and it's those ones who desire a little.
Oh, that's a tweet.
The less you
That's a
desire.
That's a bar.
Right.
A bar. That was
Say it
better.
one more time for the people at home that didn't hear it.
One more time for y'all. Two rich people. Ones that acquire a lot, and those who desire little, who don't need a whole lot to be
Where you
complete.
at?
Which one
I desire a little bit.
I acquire a lot.
I don't.
Wait, can you be both?
I mean, I think you can. You can.
In certain ways you can. Like, I think certain people may acquire a lot more sex than others.
Wait, that just went.
Whoa.
That said,
My bad. My
he
bad.
was preaching at Sunday service here, and then he said, "Let's go to stadium." Like, he just went.
I think you can be very rich in your sex life. Yeah.
Oh man.
What the hell? Okay, all right, we're gonna go there. All right.
Brett, you want to elaborate on that?
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Man, I love y'all, man.
Oh man, this conversation just went left.
It went left, all the way left.
My bad, y'all.
It's all right.
I don't necessarily want a man to convince me that less is more when it comes to certain things.
Okay.
Y'all all knew about the Halle Berry situation, right?
What about
What happened to Halle Berry?
And how I forgot the guy that she was dating. But he had a sex problem.
Sex addiction?
He had a sex addiction. I forgot the guy's. Is it Eric Burnett? I think that's the guy that was dating Halle
Eric
Berry,
Burnett.
and she
Never
got
go
rid
Eric
of him
Burnett.
because he that's all he wanted to do all the time. So
Well, he didn't go to rehab or something.
yeah,
He wanted more. More was more with him.
Less.
It wasn't less.
Apparently, Halle Berry wanted less with more with that. She was like, I'm getting tired of this. That's all you want to do. So I mean, that's the only thing I can kind of correlate to what you just said, Rock. But
Nah, let me ask this question to y'all. Well, all of y'all. So do you think if you're dealing with an individual who loves having sex all the time, do you think it takes away from the actual action of getting it in? Do you think that eventually you're going to get tired and want something different or something new? Does too much sex cause that type of a problem in your relationship where you're just tired of saying the same thing, tired of doing the same thing? It becomes
That can happen too.
I mean,
It happens.
it's that's a kind of a a sensitive situation.
go into it. Go.
Nah,
But,
I mean, it's just sports and street talk.
Yeah, we talking. When you live with your significant other, I feel like it's a constant chess match as soon as you wake up. Just in a way where
I mean, do you feel the pressure to keep it new and keep it fun?
Yeah, of course.
You gotta keep it
gotta,
new
of
if you
course,
in a
because-
relationship and you
because
live together.
It's times where that other person might not want to do that. You know what I'm saying? You guys done it so much,
But you
that
already know what she liked, though.
you already know what she like, but
Yeah, but that don't make it exciting.
that don't make it exciting. So like,
The thrill is gone.
How could you keep it going when y'all been together for 2-3 years and living in the same roof for
Then you gotta
living
get
together?
creative.
You gotta be creative. That's why I say it's a constant chess match when you wake up. It's a job.
But when is it too much? When are you overdoing it? Like, is that just goes with knowing your partner, or
You gotta. I think you gotta sexually. You gotta know who you're dealing with. You know what I mean? Because everybody's sexual drive is different. Everybody's
Yeah, because
sexual needs.
me
are different.
personally,
You
You
trying
know,
to
I
if you
try-
if you just trying to tell the people that you a nympho,
No.
and
I'm-
that you need,
I want to get the max from my partner, and I want her to be able to receive the max. Is
just
any-
made Brett totally uncomfortable.
I'm
I'm a
sorry,
lady.
Brett. I'm sorry, Brett. I didn't forget you was here, but I do want you to chime in though.
Wait.
Boy, crazy.
No. You chime in too, because I need the ladies' perspective.
I mean, I'm a lady. I'm a married lady. I feel like something's just inappropriate to be talking about.
She's one of those.
Okay.
We're gonna just change directions and shift.
Yes, this is
So when it comes to less is more, what do you guys think about professionally? In the let's just say corporate workplace. Okay. Let's talk corporate workplace. Less is more in the corporate workplace. What do you think that and a good example of that would be?
perfect example. When I was working at MicroStrategy at the time, when I was selling software to the federal government and to the commercial sector, I found how could I have a competitive edge? Like, what would be my competitive edge? Like, how would I get to the top, but do it in a way where I'm flying underneath the radar, right?
Okay.
Because my presence alone is already intimidating to certain folks, to white America sometimes. Not sometimes, majority of the time. You got a 6'5" tall black man, handsome, can dress nice, intelligent. It's kind of interesting to look at, and it's you don't see that too often. You know what I mean? A guy that can speak well, can set demos, can present well, can really talk the language. So I had to find a way where, okay, I can't really be myself really, because they're going to be very, very uncomfortable. So how could I fall on the radar? How could I be less and get more out of the situation? So what I did is, little behold, we had an oval, right? It was a big oval, and there was doors on each side of the oval, but it was the elevator. I wanted to place my desk right by the elevator so nobody can see me coming in and see me going out, right? And so when I get off the elevator, when I come in, I'm like, all right, let me bang out my 100 calls, right? And let me set up 4 or 5 appointments a day. And while the others are setting up, 4 or 5 appointments a week, I'm setting 4 or 5 appointments a day. But that caused of me getting, to the job office. I mean, not to the job office, but to the office, and calling the CEO, CTO, CFO, CRO, CSOs, right? Chief executive officers, right? Chief sales officers, right? Chief revenue officers, right? Chief technology officers, right? Chief information CIOs, chief information officer, right? People that understand and listening to of corporate America. It's a way where you got to catch those people early in the morning. Because why? They're the decision makers. Why? They're up in the morning reading the newspaper. Why? Because they're an older crowd, right? They're 60, 50, 60 years old, and they're up in the morning. Why? Because the CEO, CTO, CSO, CRO are having meetings from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock. You ain't gonna catch them. They gone at 12 o'clock, or you gonna catch them after all their meetings are done. They're in meetings all day, 24/7. Why? Because they're getting paid the most, and they're the decision makers. So they're in boardroom meetings all the time. So I was like, how could I find the advantage of, doing less, working smarter, but not harder, and catching the decision makers? And that was getting in the office early in the morning at 6:30 and staying late at 7 o'clock. Because when they get home, we had a system where we have their cell phones, cell phones number. We can call them after the day's over with. Hey, I had a guy, I forgot his name, but he was a part of the Navy Federal Credit Union, and he was a part of the sales department, and we had to build a relationship with him. And I called him one day, and I caught him at like 6:30, and he was just like, "Hey, who's this?" I was like, "Hey, this is Josh Sports from MicroStrategy. How are you?" And he was just like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "How can I help you?" They get you with that tone, like, "How can I help you?" I'm like, "Well, sorry,
what do you want?
That's like a polite way.
What do you want?
Well, I didn't want to catch none of your time, but my name is Josh Sports from MicroStrategy. I just wanted to see if I can help, your department in sales, your sales rep be more efficient with some solutions that we might have. And is it a possible time maybe I can, sit down with you or catch you at a time where it's convenient for you? Because I know you're busy, man. I get it. I understand. You get 1,000 phone calls a day. You're making a lot of money. I understand that. And being very transparent and being open and understanding their time is important. And that allowed me to, work in a way where I can fly underneath the radar, where no one's coming to see me out. I'm not walking around. I'm not having too much attention drawn to me. I'm just coming to work and staying late and doing my job to the best of my ability. And that's why I felt, and from a corporate standpoint, and how I felt that I needed to, be under the radar, fly underneath the radar, and
Less was more.
less was more.
You got an example, Britt, that you can point to that was less is more, like the corporate sector for you?
Well, for me, I've learned working a million jobs at once. It's always been like, take every opportunity that comes to me. I want to do so many things, but I found that I was the most successful when I focused on less things. It's great to do as many opportunities as you can, but you can't be great at 8 different things. You can be good at 8 different things, but it's really hard to be great at 8 different things. So I had to take a step back and learn how to say no to things that I legitimately wanted to do, to allow myself to have the capacity to do things that I was already doing. I can't host radio in the morning and then, host TV later, host a game that night, come jump on somebody's podcast, drive to another city. I spent years being on air in DC and then going to New York every single weekend. And I've learned throughout all of my experiences that you have to focus on what you really want and what you really love and do that at your best capacity. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
and mental exhaustion is real. Yeah,
burnout.
It's so happens. Real. Nobody is Superman or Superwoman, unfortunately.
Yeah. As much as we like to think we are.
I always think that in the professional world, if you just shut up and go in there and listen instead of doing all the talking and thinking that you already know. I hate when I get to telling the person something and they be like, "Oh, I know."
Oh, I hate an I know ass person.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
You don't even have to say if you know.
Right.
Because just like watching a movie for the second time, you're gonna see some shit that you didn't know.
Oh, I like that analogy.
Yeah.
You dropping some jewels today, Rock.
Oh man. There y'all go.
It's also generational. I think millennials grew up in this world like, oh my goodness, sleep is for the weak. Team no sleep. I'm 24/7. All hours I do this. I'm like, that ain't a brag.
Until you
get some sleep.
Out.
Yeah.
Until you pass out.
Yeah, and that's not good. And I don't know why we thought this way. We were raised this way.
I mean, I think a lot of it was misconception until you get into your adult life and you see, hold up, man, I gotta rest, because if I don't rest, now I'm working at half speed, and then people are passing me in my job or whatever I'm doing, and I'm like, hey, why is it not working? And then when you rest, shut it down, get you 8 hours, relax yourself. Hit it again full tilt the next day, you're more proficient, you're more effective, you're hitting on all cylinders, and it looks and it feels way better as opposed to being at 50%, 60% because you didn't get no sleep, or you team no sleep and all that. It's crazy. It's retarded.
Yeah. What taught me was like actually being good at stuff, and then being like, wow, if they thought I was good at this, and I slept for 3 hours last night. What if I'm great at this if I sleep 9? Imagine
if I got an 8-piece nugget of rest.
Exactly.
I'd be great at this.
Imagine the potential you have if you actually sleep at night.
Sleep, man. Get you 8. 5 sometimes.
Sleep and have a good meal. And maybe get that workout in, and call your mom, and balance.
Less is more. Have you ever guys noticed when you sleep too much, you wake up even more tired?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Has that ever happened to you?
Nah, it ain't never happened to me. I can't sleep past not past 4 hours.
You never had 12 hours of sleep, woke up tired?
Nope.
He said 4? Wait,
never.
You don't sleep past 4 hours?
You never took a nap, woke up and then took a sleep? Never happened. And then you woke up tired?
I've taken a nap, maybe a 2-hour nap in the daytime, but I don't sleep past 4 hours at one time.
You do intermittent.
I don't believe you, Rock.
Wait, what's your bedtime?
Oh, probably 3 in the morning. Sometimes.
He a night owl, guys.
Yeah.
He a night owl.
You're a very unique person.
No, he is. He's extremely unique.
That's why
the more he talks, the more it
That's why he has a seat at the table.
OMG.
I appreciate that.
Hey,
that's why he has a seat at the table,
4 hours
baby.
of sleep?
Yeah.
What's your vitamin?
Oh yeah, I eat all organic foods. Yeah, I don't take no supplements.
What kind of organic foods is it? What are those foods called, Rock?
You don't fry them up? You don't fry nothing?
Wheaties.
Rocks Crops? I thought it was Rocks Crops.
Oh man, but yeah, it's I think we should, America should take consideration about, it doesn't matter if in the sports world, right, corporate world, relationships, any aspect of life, man, less is more in a way where, you can conquer more. Just shut up and do your job and go about your way. Just shut up and just do it. Let your actions speak for yourself. What did Marshawn Lynch say is known for? What's his famous saying? I'm all about that action, boss. He's all about that action. So, just be about that action, people. Just be about that action and really just hone in and follow your dreams and goals and ambition and make it happen. Just do it. Nike has it simple. Just do it.
Used to say this all the time.
Keep your circle small, y'all, even with your friends.
Yeah, absolutely. My father used to say this all the time to me when I was younger. He was like, "Stop telegraphing," and I didn't get it until I was older. Telegraphing. Stop showing what you're doing. Just do it. Stop telegraphing. Like, that's a football term. Stop showing people what you're doing and just do it, man. Just get to it. Get to the business. Don't even say it. It's no need to talk about it. Just do it. Less is more.
I said it earlier. People respect that more. When you showing people, oh, I got this, I got that, I got that. They don't care about none of that. To be honest with you, they don't care. They just like, oh, he got to validate, what he's showing. No, just shut up and do your job and move your job and do your job. Yeah.
Anybody got anything else to say?
I mean, and the thing about it is, it comes up in this conversation where, when you come, in the sports world like I was at, in the locker room where you got guys, have huge egos, right? And it's a big thing when the guys are in the locker room making $600,000 a week, right? $700,000 a week. Some people are making more than that, Then you got rookies coming in there making $35,000 a game. Right, 45,000 game. Obviously, that's a lot of money, right? But you see the huge discrepancy there, right? 35,000 and 700,000, and one of the players that I respected to the utmost, his name was Red Bryant, and he came out of Texas A&M, and a lot of people, don't quite know about Red Bryant, but I do, and the people that played with me when I was in the tenure in Seattle does know about Red Bryant, and he told me, he was like, Josh, man. He was like, man, you don't need to say nothing about with your game. Let your game do the talking, baby. Just shut up and go play. And he told me that the second day I got to the facility, I was undrafted. I was a camp on. People didn't respect me really like that. In combine, Rob knows at the combine, I ran a 4.5, jumped a 41.5-inch vertical. But I was in the lights with Colin Kaepernick, Cam Newton. I even roomed with Cam Newton at the combine. I know all about the guy. But the thing about it is this. When you go out there and they recognize, okay, this guy is quiet, but he has a fire burning underneath him, it's a problem. Because every play and every rep that you take on that field, you're going to be like, this is for the home run. This is for the home run. Like, you're so locked in on doing everything great, but you're taking it one play at a time. And that's how my mentality was when I came into the league. And that's how I made the team undrafted at quarterback. That doesn't happen too often. That don't happen too often. So when you have that mentality, and it goes back to what? The winner's mentality of having that mentality where, look, I'm just going to shut up. I'm not going to tell nobody this. I'm not going to get comfortable with nobody. I'm here to do a job. I'm here to play at the position at the highest level. I'm here to even help others. Another person that had that was very quiet and flying underneath the radar was Doug Baldwin. You guys remember Doug Baldwin, who was a slot receiver for the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, he was a player.
One of the best route runners that I ever seen in my generation. He had a fire. We called him Angry Doug. Angry Doug was just angry. And he was so angry that he got passed up by everybody. He was undrafted too. And he actually, he played 8 years in the league, and injuries kind of, twinkled his career a little bit, and he's no longer playing, but he was very productive in his tenure in Seattle.
Well, less is more. So, I mean, we should leave it here.
I think we should leave it.
So we don't need no more.
Yeah.
I think that's less.
I think we covered it.
Let's do less.
Let's do less. Say less.
Say less.
All right. That will wrap it up for Sports and Street Talk. Tune in at www.snstalk.net. Get all the latest apparel. We got some new hats, new clothing line, as far as hoodies and hats and different accessories, as we'll call it. Crop tops, maybe. or socks, shoes. Who knows? Just check the site out. We got the latest episodes, audio, and things of that nature. Tune in to next time.
Peace and love.
Peace.
Yeah.